All right, what's going on, ladies? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. So I'm gonna have some real talk with you ladies today. All right, so in this video, I'm gonna talk about why men lose interest in you quickly. Like, why does it seem like they lose interest really fast? Either, you meet a guy, you get his, he takes your number, he maybe sets a date up, you go on a date, and you may never hear from him again. Or you're texting a guy back and forth online and it seems like, things are going cool and then he just sort of ghosts, he just stops the communication, or you try to get with a guy and then all of a sudden he seems like he's not really interested, he flakes or whatever it is, right? Now, the reason why a lot of guys lose interest in you really fast and, it seems like things might be going somewhere and it just doesn't, a lot of times has to do with the fact that when these guys are interacting with you, to them, it seems like it might take a long time to have sex with you. All right? It's seeming like it might take a long time to have sex with you. What am I talking about here? Right? So let's say, for example, let's use online dating. Let's say you match with a guy on Tinder or on Bumble, or the guy messages you on OkCupid. And so what happens is that sometimes you're going to have a guy who's trying to set a date with you. Like you have some guys here and there that just will chat and they never really set anything up. But then you have guys who will try to set a date with you. And then what you'll do is you might say, hey, can we talk on here a little bit more? Can we speak on the phone first or whatever it is, right? And so what happens is that guy who actually wants to meet up with you, he's thinking, oh man, like she's going to drag this out. I'm going to, and I don't want to have to do all of that. She might drag this out and I might never see her. She might flake. I want to set something up for this Friday and she's saying, can we talk on here more? So he's thinking that it's going to take a long time to have sex with you, right? Now, what I want you ladies to understand is this, is that it's not that the guys just want to have sex with you, because you're probably thinking, well, I don't want a guy if he's just going to, want to have sex with me. And that's not what I'm about and blah, 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 right? It's not about him just wanting to have sex with you. But what you got to understand is that most guys, when they're interacting with you, they are first thinking about you in a sexual manner. You understand? So they're going to actually try to have sex with you as soon as possible. That could be either the first date they meet you, they're going to try, or they're going to try to at least have sex with you by the third date. But sex is on their mind, trust and believe. So if however you're interacting with them is showing that it's going to be harder to get sex from you or to have sex with you, that's going to make them lose interest in you quickly. You understand? Let's say you go on a date with a guy and, he's flirting with you. He's trying to get all touchy-feely. And let's say you read one of these bullshit books like The Rules or whatever it is, right? And, that book says a whole bunch of nonsense, but they'll have something that says, pretend you are not into him or play hard to get or whatever kind of bullshit they say in those type of books. So let's say you're on a date with the guy and he tries to kiss you and you're like, oh, I don't kiss on the first date and this and this and that. He's thinking, well, this girl might not be that into me, or it's going to take a long time for me to have sex with her. I might not have sex with her at all. And then he loses interest and he moves on to another girl. You understand what I'm saying? So, the thing that I want to get across in this video is that it's not necessarily that you have to have sex with this guy as soon as possible. It's not necessarily that, this guy just wants to have sex with you, right? But the thought, or from his perspective of him interacting with you, if it seems like it's going to be a hassle to try to, get with you in a sexual way, he's going to lose interest. So what I tell ladies all the time is this, is that when you're interacting with the guy, right, first you should understand these things, right? But also when you're interacting with him, it's best to try to actually make something happen. So if you're talking to a guy online and he's like, hey, let's get together Friday, Get together with him on Friday. Don't say, hey, can we talk on here more? Can we Skype? Can we FaceTime? Can we do all this other extra stuff? Now, understand that a lot of times the reason why you're doing that is because you want to you're like, well, I might want to get to know him a little bit more. I'm not too sure, whatever it is like that. You understand? But the thing is, it's better to get to know him in person, to, go get a coffee for like an hour. You understand what I'm saying? In a well-lit place during the daytime or whatever, and just feel him out that way, than to say, hey, let's talk on the phone more. Let's do this. Because he's going to start to lose interest. Because he doesn't feel like having to do that type of stuff. And you got to understand, you're dealing with men. Men are not trying to do that really. And a lot of times certain guys will do that, in certain situations, but they don't really want to. And that's something that you're doing that might sort of, he's taking points off when he's thinking about you. He's like, yeah, she seems cool, but I had to go through all of this of texting her more, than I had to call her on the phone because she wanted to talk. And so he's looking at it like that. And he's like, he's already annoyed at that point. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, when you're dealing with these guys, if you're doing any type of thing that makes it seem like it's going to be hard for him to get you, because a lot of women think it's, guys like when you play hard to get, or, guys like this whole challenge thing. I've said in another video, guys aren't about the challenges and the hard to get. Only guys that are into that are guys who don't really have stuff going on in their lives anyway. And I'm sure you don't want to get with a guy who has nothing to do. You understand? And who, he has nothing going for himself, which is why he has time to play the games. You understand? So the thing is, when you're dealing with these guys, all you need to do is show that interest. Like, okay, you meet them online. Yeah, let's meet up on Friday for coffee or drink, whatever. You're on that first date. You don't have to have sex with them, but there still has to be some thing where you're showing sexual interest, where you are showing that you're interested in this guy. Meaning, let's say if he goes for a kiss, don't move your face. You understand? Unless you totally don't like the guy, then I understand, and you can not do that and bounce. But don't try to play hard to get, knowing you like this guy, thinking you should be playing hard to get because that's what you think you're supposed to do. And then by doing that, that's the thing that makes him lose interest. And you're like, what the hell just happened? Because you thought that's what you were supposed to do. No, you have to make it to where he is actually going to want to keep seeing you, is going to keep being interested in you, because you are showing him interest back, and you're showing him that interest quickly. It's just like this vibe is just there because you're showing him that you're into him now. You understand? None of this cutesy playing hard to get nonsense, which is what's going to make him think that it's going to be harder to get at you sexually, which is going to make him lose interest. You feel what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. Listen, if you ladies have any questions, make sure you click the link below and send me a question. Also, make sure you go to hewantsyou.com so you can get my audio program, which is free, 7 highly effective steps for finding and keeping a man. And I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.